Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be talking through some of the makeup items that I should probably declutter. Now what I mean by that are that these items most likely are out of date. Now I was looking through my makeup inventory the other day, which I keep on this notepad here, and I was reading through all the items and I was thinking, I think these are probably out of date now. Now when you buy makeup or skincare or hair care, any kind of cosmetic really, quite often there will be a little tub on the packaging and inside it will say something like 6M or 12M, 24M, and that is the number of months that the product keeps for. So once you open it, if it says 6M on it, 6 months after opening it, you should probably throw that product away. It starts to degrade, it starts to go out of date and it expires. And yeah, I was looking through my makeup inventory and I'm pretty sure a lot of my makeup is now actually out of date. I am not the strictest when it comes to abiding by these expiry dates. I know for a fact that some of my products, some of my foundations are out of date, but they perform well, so I have kept them. Now I know there are some people out there who are very strict with these expiration dates, as they probably should be. So once the 6M or the 12M, the 24 months has passed, those type of people will get rid of those products. But I am not always one of those people. So I was thinking what I would do in today's video is to go through my makeup inventory here and actually see just how many of my products I reckon are out of date. Now I cannot remember exactly when I have bought every single bit of makeup here, so some of it will be a bit of guesswork, but I think it will be interesting nonetheless to sort of see how much of my makeup collection is in date and how much is out of date. And I'm gonna guess that most of it is out of date, and that sounds absolutely awful. But as well, I have been on a year-long no-buy. We are in October, so I have been on a no-buy for 10 months now. So that also is going to be contributing to the fact that most of my makeup is out of date, apart from the couple of products this year that I have allowed myself to buy. So I'll talk through my inventory and kind of give a bit of a guesstimate as to what products I think are in date and what products are out of date. But before I get into that, just want to say, if you've noticed that my face possibly looks a little bit worse for wear, I have had another allergic reaction. So I had one of these reactions a couple months ago, so I completely stripped back my skincare because I didn't know what caused it, and I used a CeraVe hydrating cleanser to kind of get my skin over this kind of outbreak, and my skin repaired itself, it was all fine, and I actually finished up that cleanser last week. But when I finished it up, I then rotated back into my collection my Indeed Labs hydrating cleanser, and that is the culprit. I started using that cleanser a few days before my last outbreak, and I started using it mid last week, and my skin flared up again on Saturday evening. And a day or two before Saturday evening, I noticed that I did get a couple of little like red pimples, not spots, and then I had my outbreak Saturday and thought, it's the cleanser. My skin does not get on with that cleanser. So I have thrown it away now. I've gone back to basics again. So that's why it does look a little bit worse for wear. I have only put on it my BareMinerals powder foundation, a little bit of blush, and then I've got Gimme Brow mascara and a lip liner. So my makeup is very basic. And once I have done finishing this video, I will be taking my makeup off and then just kind of letting my skin heal again. But I wanted to get this video filmed and I didn't want to do it makeup free. But little skincare update done, let's just get into the video then. So the way I structure my makeup inventory then is I kind of list the products in the order in which I would apply them to my face, or I try to. So if we start off with primers then, I only have one primer and it is the Bobbi Brown Face Base. And it's this small pot here, it's the 15ml, and I bought this a month ago. So this is well within date, and it actually says 24M on the little tub label at the bottom here. So I have another 23 months left to use this product, but I have hardly any left in it anyway, so it's not even going to last me 23 months. But yeah, this one is well within date, so my primer is absolutely fine. As is my colour corrector, also by Bobbi Brown, and it is in the shade Light Peach. And I bought this one this year sometime because I decluttered the only colour corrector I have, so it meant that I was able to replace that product, and so I bought this one. And this one doesn't actually say how long it lasts, but it is a cream product, so I'm guessing it doesn't last that long. I'm going to say maybe 12 months, I don't know, But because this is my only colour corrector and I do apply it quite regularly, this isn't a product that's going to be hanging around in my collection for very long. So this one is also in date, so we are off to a good start, but I think it's all going to go downhill from now. Because we are moving on to foundations, and I'm pretty sure most, if not all of these foundations are out of date. Okay, so I have 9 foundations then, so let's start at the top of my list. The first one is my e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. And this actually doesn't say on the label or on the bottle how long this lasts for, but I got this in July last year, so it is just over a year old. So I'm hoping this is either 18 months or 24 months, because then it means I still have some life left in it. But if I give it a smell, I mean, it does have a little bit of a smell to it, but it smells like foundation. It doesn't smell like it's gone off. And I'm pretty sure, because I did a little Google, the smell of a gone off foundation is like petroleum, it's like petrol or a bit vinegary. So this smells fine. This actually just smells like a normal foundation. So I think that this is still fine to continue to use, and I really like it, so I'm hoping so. My next one is my Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. It's just like a giant concealer basically. It's got a doe foot applicator. And this is 12M, so this is actually out of date because I'm pretty sure I got this in July last year as well. I had a bit of a makeup haul over the summer last year, and this was one of them. So this is actually out of date, but let's give it a smell. Oh, that's really strong. Oh, that's quite vinegary. Yeah, I think that's gone off. Wow, okay, that didn't last much past the 12 months at all. I think I have to declutter this one then, because this one really stinks. Next is my Erborian BB Creme, which is in my project pan, and I am very close to using this up, but given the current skin situation, I'm not going to finish this up as quickly as I thought I would do. And this has a shelf life of 6 months, and again I bought this in the summertime last year. I definitely didn't buy this year, so this is also out of date, but this doesn't smell at all, and it applies really well, and I think my skin agrees with this product, she says. But I think this one is fine for me to continue to use, and because it's in my project pan, I am very close to using it up anyway, so I think this one is okay. One that I know is out of date, this is my Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten Colour Correcting Foundation. It has broken, so I have secured it with a hairband, and this has a shelf life of 18 months, and I can't remember when exactly I bought this. I'm sure I should be able to check my QVC orders and find out for definite, but it was definitely longer than 18 months ago. I think it's probably nearer 3 years. So this is out of date, but it is a powder foundation, and powder lasts longer than liquid and cream products. But I have been considering decluttering this product for the whole year because I rarely use it. I can probably count on one hand the number of times I have used this powder foundation this year. It's just not a product I reach for. And I know this sounds silly, but the fact as well that it's broken, it just makes it a little bit more awkward to use. So I am really now considering decluttering this product because I know for definite that it is out of date. I think I might have to do a real ruthless cutthroat declutter at the end of the year and just get rid of the products that I don't use. And I think this has to be one of them as well. So yeah, this one is also out of date. Next one is my Estee Lauder Double Wear, and this has a shelf life of 24 months, so 2 years, so quite a generous shelf life of this. And I got swatched for this in my local Debenhams, which has been closed for about 18 months now. So I think this is either very, very close to the 24 months or it has gone past it. But I have just under half of this left. Again, this is a foundation that I don't often wear, and it's just because it's a real full coverage foundation. It looks lovely, but I don't really go for the full coverage foundations anymore. I'm much more about the lighter, more buildable foundations. So again, I could probably count on one hand the number of times I've used this foundation this year. So again, probably one I should get rid of, but let's give it a smell. Oof. Oh god, yeah, though that's gone off. That's even worse than the Revolution one. Okay, that one needs to go as well. Whew. Oof, that was strong. Okay, Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. This also has a 2-year shelf life, and I can remember where I got this from, and I think it was about a year and a half ago. So again, I'm pushing it with the 24 months. I don't think I've gone over the 24 months though, and I think I have about half of this left. But once I have used up the Erborian BB Creme, I am going to replace it with the Double Wear Light. So this isn't going to stay in my collection for much longer at all. And I prefer the finish of this compared to the original one. It's just a more luminous effect. And that one smells fine. That one doesn't really have a smell at all, so I think that this one is fine to continue using. Okay, 2 BareMinerals Complexion Rescues. I have 2 shades, one in the vanilla, which I bought before I bought the wheat, and these both have a 12-month expiry date, and I'm pretty sure that both of these are out of date. So I bought the wheat because I wanted more of like a summer colour, even though I don't really change colour throughout the year, but because they are light coverage, you can be a little bit more lenient on what shade you end up going for. But saying that, I do go for the vanilla over the wheat because vanilla is more my exact shade. But vanilla is older than wheat, and I'm pretty sure that both of these are out of date because it would have meant that I would have bought them in October last year, and I definitely bought them both before October last year. Let's give them a smell. Vanilla smells fine and wheat smells fine, but I'm also interested in panning both of these as well. So because they both smell fine for now, I am gonna keep hold of these and try my hardest to pan them after I've panned a couple more in my collection. But technically they are out of date. And then my last foundation is a powder one, and it is the BareMinerals Original Loose Powder Foundation, which is what I have on today. I know my skin doesn't look great, so don't judge the foundation, it's my skin. And this has a 12-month expiry date, and this definitely is out of date as well. Again, I can't remember exactly when I bought this, but the thing is with this, because it's only 5 ingredients and it's a powder, I think that this could last a lot longer than the recommended 12 months. I remember seeing on QVC a ambassador for BareMinerals say that she had a powder foundation like this that she was using for about 5 years, and it was absolutely fine. So I think, not that I would encourage people to keep using their foundation for 5 years, I think that this is okay for now. Okay, next category is concealers then, and if I start off with my Tarte Shade Tape that's in my Shop My Stash, this has a shelf life of 6 months, and this is definitely out of date because I have been trying to pan this for the entire year, and we are in October, so obviously the 10th month, and this item I bought again I think in summer last year, so this is definitely out of date, but it's still performing well. I don't think there's a smell, no. And I am very close to using this up as well, and because it's in my project pan, I am trying to use it up. So although this is out of date, I think that this is fine to continue using. My next one is my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This has a 12-month expiry date, and I did buy this last year, but I can't remember when last year. I don't know if it was October last year, but I think it is very, very close to that 12-month mark. But this smells fine as well, so again I think this is fine to continue using. This is what I mean about expiry dates. I think sometimes you do have to be a little bit lenient because it performs well, it smells fine, and unless your skin is having a bad reaction to it, I think it's fine to continue using, but just bear in mind the suggested expiry date. Next one, Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer. This has a 12-month expiry date, and I think I bought this in sort of July time, summertime last year, so this is also out of date. But again, this performs fine, and there's not much product left in it at all. I can actually see quite a lot of the tube. Oh, this smells like the foundation does. Either that's how these products smell naturally, or they have both gone off, because yeah, this one smells like the foundation does, and they are both out of date. So I think this one is going to be one that I have to declutter, which is a shame because I actually really like this concealer. Okay, and last two are both Fenty concealers, and these both have a shelf life of 12 months, but I can't remember when I bought these. It was definitely last year, but I really can't remember for the life of me when I bought these. I am not sure at all. So I think that these are potentially out of date, but not that much out of date. And again, these still perform fine, but I'm just going to check the smell. Nope, that one's fine. And that one's fine as well. So they don't have a smell, and my skin tolerates these fine as well. But the thing is, with a lot of my foundations and concealers, because I am aware that they are very close to their expiry date, I do want to be using all of them up next year. So they're not going to be with me for a very long time at all. So once I have used up my Tarte Shape Tape, I am going to be working on panning the 2 Fenty ones. Okay, powders next. I have 2. I have my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder. It has a 12-month expiry date, and I'm pretty sure that this is out of date now, but I don't think it's out of date by too long. But again, it's a powder, so I feel like you can be a bit more lenient with a powder. And then another one is my Fenty Invisimatte Blotting Powder, pressed powder, and this also has a 12-month expiry date. And again, I do think that this one is out of date, but again, not by much. And then again, because it's a powder, you can be a bit more lenient. So these 2, probably out of date, but they're still fine. Bronzers, I have 2 bronzers. They are both by Fenty. I have the cream one and the powder one. I'm trying to open them for you. So that's the powder one there in the shade Butter Biscuit. And then the powder one is in Shady Biz, and it's that one there. I bought both of these this year, and I think I bought them around about springtime because I decluttered the only bronzer I have, so it meant that I could replace it. And I replaced it with both of these, and these both have a 12-month expiry date, which is interesting actually, because I would have thought the cream one would have had a shorter expiry date. But anyway, they both have a 12-month expiry date, so I do still have possibly another 6 months or so left worth of using these products, so that's great. Blushes, I have 2. The first one is one that's in my project pan, and it's my Trini Lip to Cheek in the shade Vieve, this cream pot here. And this one, oh, that's handy. That's been worn away. I'm pretty sure that says 12 months, but this one is out of date. I think I bought this at the start of 2020, so this one is actually out of date. And I am pretty sure I am going to declutter this product because I just don't think that it performs that well anymore. It takes a lot of product to build it up, and then it doesn't last long at all. I put it on, and then once I've done my makeup, I'm like, where's my blusher gone? So I'm not impressed with this product, but I am going to keep it in my project pan until I decide to film my next declutter video. And the next one is Milani Luminoso. This one here, a shimmery peach colour. And this one has an expiry of, I'm not sure, it doesn't say. I think it says to lift, the label, but I can't open it. But because it's a powder, I am going to guess at either 12 to 24 months. And this one I have had round about the 12-month period. So this one is close to being out of date if it is a 12-month period. But again, it's powder, so I feel like it's okay to be a bit more lenient on it. Highlighters then, I also have 2 highlighters. First one is my No7 Custom Blend Highlighting Drops, which is a liquid, and this has a shelf life of 12 months. And I'm pretty sure I am very, very close to the 12 months. Again, I bought it last year, but when last year, I don't know. But it is in my project pan, so I am trying my hardest to use this product up. So hopefully by the end of the year, this one will be gone. And then my other one is my mini Becca Champagne Pop. Doesn't say the shelf life on it, but again, it's a powder, 12 to 24 months probably. And I got this March time, I think. And yeah, because it is a mini, it's not going to take ages to use up, I'm guessing. So this shouldn't be with me for a very long time. And I will put this in my project pan once I have used up the No7 one. Next one, my only face palette, my Revolution and Patricia Bright face palette here. This one has a shelf life of 12 months. And again, I'm pretty sure I bought this one around about July last year. So this one is out of date. But I am going to declutter this because the bronzer is rubbish. The highlighter is quite chalky. The blush is nice, but I'm not going to keep hold of a palette just for a blusher. And I'm pretty sure there are much better blushes out there as well. So this one will be gone, but it is out of date as it currently stands. Next are my face and eye palettes. I have 4 of them, and they are these Laura Geller ones here. They all have a shelf life of 24 months, and I got these for Christmas. It wasn't last Christmas, pretty sure it was the Christmas prior to that, so these are coming up to being out of date. But again, they are powders, so I think you can kind of just judge it by sort of sight and how they perform. None of them have that kind of weird texture like you get with a powder sometimes, and then you have to get sellotape and try and sort the powder out. They're all fine, they're all performing fine as well, so I think these are fine to keep in my collection. Eyeshadow primers, I've got two. My NYX one, I can't remember when I bought it. It must have been last year. Yeah, I definitely didn't buy any eyeshadow primers this year, I don't think. And it has an 18-month shelf life. I am panning it, so I don't think it's out of date anyway, but it won't be around in my collection for much longer anyway. And then I have a MAC Paint Pot, which doesn't say how long a shelf life this has. It is a cream, so I'm guessing it's not too long, but once I'm done with the NYX one, I will pan this one. So again, hopefully this one shouldn't be around for too much longer, even though I think with the size of the pot and how much you need, this will probably take me longer to finish up than I expect. Oh, I just got my thumbnail in it. Eyeshadow singles next. My MAC ones are about 6 years old now. 6.5 years old. So they probably, highly likely, are out of date, even though I can't find an expiry date on the actual individual pans. But if I go for about 24 months, then yeah, they are definitely out of date. But they do still perform fine, and I am panning one of them as well, so I am going to be one eyeshadow down, hopefully by the end of this year. My Kiko one, I only have one Kiko one, and it has a shelf life of 18 months, and again, that one is out of date. My Makeup Geek, I can't find an expiry date, but again, I'm pretty sure that those are out of date, because I've probably had those for like 4 or 5 years. So yeah, those are out of date as well, so not doing great with my eyeshadow singles. Eyeshadow palettes, I have 4. This one is a duo, so it's not really a palette, and it's by Nars, and it's my Isolde Duo. And this has a shelf life of 2 years, and I think this is probably out of date. I think I've had this for nearer 3 or 4 years, but these shades perform absolutely fine. The quality is completely unaffected with these eyeshadows, so that one's okay, even though it is out of date. Next, I've got my Naked Heat by Urban Decay. 24-month shelf life on this, and I think I am pretty close to the shelf life. But again, it performs fine. Absolutely fine. The shadows all look unaffected as well. The colour pigmentation is great. So another one that I think is fine. My Sofa one I bought again around about July last year, and this has a shelf life of 12 months. So this one is actually out of date. So I will keep an eye on the quality of this, because I think I did hear some people saying that the quality of theirs was compromised quite soon after the expiry date. But I love this palette, so I hope that is not true in my case. And then my other one is my Revolution We Are Love Forever Flawless one, the Pride palette, which is gorgeous, full of bright colours. And again, 12-month expiry date, and I bought it at the same time as I bought the Sofa one. So that one is also out of date. So all of my eyeshadow palettes are out of date. Okay, not too many more products to go. Next is eyeliner pencils. I have 3 from Peaches and Cream, and they all have an expiry date of 2 years, and I bought them last year, so these are well within the recommended use by, and I am going to try my hardest to use up all of my eyeliners next year, because it's not a product I wear that often, so I need to make sure that I am using them regularly. And then I have 2 MAC eyeliners, and they don't actually say what the expiry is, but I'm going to guess around about 2 years as well. Because it's a pencil, you can sharpen it and remove the outermost layer, so hopefully the pencil that remains inside, unopened, unsharpened, you know what I mean, should still be fine. So I think hygiene with eyeliner pencils is something that's quite easy to kind of keep on top of. I have one liquid eyeliner, and I think I can see a symbol, but most of the writing on this has worn away, so I don't know. But because it's a liquid, I'm going to guess around about 6 months to 12 months, and I have had this longer. I have had this for about a year. It's not a product I use that often. Like I say, I'm not an eyeliner person, and I'm especially not a liquid eyeliner person. I just find it too harsh on me. But Again, another one I'm going to try my hardest to use up next year. So probably out of date. Mascara is my mini Nars Climax. I bought this a month ago. I am very, very strict with my mascaras. I only ever use one at any one time. After 3 months, I get rid. So this is a month old. By the end of December, I'm going to get rid of this as well. And as it's a mini, it probably won't even last longer than December anyway. So this one is definitely in date. Eyebrow products, I have 5 of. They're all by Benefit. 4 of them I bought in December last year. I bought them in the Boxing Day sales. And I can't see an expiry date on any of them. So if we're going by 12 months, then the 4 of them are still in date. And I am panning 2 of them. Once I've used those up, I am going to rotate in my Gimme Brow, and that one's going to be gone as well. So they aren't products that's going to stay with me for a long, long time. And then I do have a mini 24-hour brow setter that I received as a gift this year. So this one should, again, hopefully be well within date. And I haven't opened it, so it hasn't been exposed to the air yet. So this one for definite should be fine. Okay, lip liners, I have 8. There are 2 of them that I'm going to say are about 5 years old. What they're rolling about on my dressing table. One of them I can sharpen with a pencil, so that one is fine in terms of hygiene. And then, even though it is 5 years out of date. And then this one is a roll-up one by Collection. I am trying to pan it. I don't have much left at all. And then I can just wipe it on a tissue if I'm concerned. The rest, 4 of them are by MAC. And I think they are all older than 2 years, so they probably are all out of date, but again I can just sharpen them with a pencil. One of them is by Estee Lauder. Again, it's probably 2 years old, but I can sharpen it. And then one of them I bought last month. I broke my nose eye and bought a lip liner, and this is a rotating one, so not as good in terms of hygiene, but it is well within date because it's only a month old. Right, next, lipsticks. I think all of these are out of date, bar my 2 NYX ones. And these NYX ones have a shelf life of 12 months. I thought it would be 24 months. Sometimes lipsticks are 24 months. Yeah, these 2 NYX ones are out of date as well because I bought these in July last year. Yeah, I think all of these lipsticks are out of date. The Estee Lauder ones and the MAC ones don't say an expiry date, but sometimes, like I say, they are 24 months, but I think I have had all of these longer than 2 years. So all of my lipsticks are out of date. That's awful. Right, lip glosses, I have 1. I bought this one this year. This has a shelf life of 12 months and it's the Vieve Lip Dew, so this one is well within date. And I think I bought this July time, I think, so this one is fine. And because it's my only one as well, I am going to be getting through this quicker than if I had, say, 3 or 4 and I could spread my use out. And the last 2 products, one is a setting spray which I bought last month, so this one is well within date. And just for reference, it has a 6-month expiry date. That's very short. I thought it would be 12 months or something for a setting spray. And then I have my NYX Glitter Primer as well, which I also bought this year. And this has a 6-month expiry date. So I think this might well be coming up to being out of date. Oh, hang on, I can check. I bought it in April. I bought it on the 1st of April. So this now actually is out of date. But I use it fairly regularly. So I think this should be fine, even though it is out of date. So there we go. Those are all of my products. So it does seem then, doesn't it, that most of them are out of date. The ones that I am quite concerned about are all of my lipsticks here. I can't believe all of my lipsticks are out of date. Some of them are a lot closer to the 2 years than others though. And that I do want to be panning a number of these next year. And I don't want my lipstick collection to be this big again because a lot of them are very, very similar. I have 4 reds. I don't need that many reds. And quite a few of them as well are those kind of like berry pinky tones. So if I can try to get down to 1 of each kind of shade, then hopefully my lipstick collection doesn't need to be this big ever again. And then it's products like my foundations and concealers that I need to keep an eye on as well. But I am aware of that already prior to even doing this video. But yeah, it's just interesting to see just how many of my products are out of date. So I hope you found that interesting. I wonder as well if that has made you want to have a look at your own collection and see how many of your products are out of date or in date. But if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.